What's up guys, James here and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I thought I'd make another episode in the Google Maps Anomalies series. Most of these entries have been pretty silly so far, but this one might be a bit darker just going off of a first glance. Today we're looking at a small lake in Baghdad, the capital city of Iraq. Its name on Google Maps is Lago Vermelho, Portuguese term which translates to Red Lake in English. Many also refer to it as the Blood Lake over the internet. This lake has gained some infamy over the years, as in 2004, the Google Maps satellite view of the area showed it to be a completely rich red color, standing out from other water sources nearby. At the time, there was lots of speculation as to where the lake's color came from, so I'm going to look over what's known and see if I can figure out the truth. First, I should note that if the lake was red at one point, it definitely isn't anymore. Looking at the most recent satellite imagery, we can see that it's actually turned dark green in color. I would say this is probably from large amounts of algae in the water, which would make its color green. In fact, the lake actually appears to be shrinking in size, and buildings are encroaching on land that was once covered with water. On Google Maps, the original outline of the lake is still overlaid over its current border, so we can actually see how much it's shrunk over the years. One cool feature about Google Earth is that you can actually see past satellite imagery. I thought I'd use this, because with this in mind, I should be able to see when the lake was colored red and for how long. Doing exactly that, I found that the lake first took on a red color sometime between April and November of 2003, and remained that way until 2009 when it returned to its natural green colors. This looks like it could just be a bug, but in 2011, half of the lake's satellite imagery also showed it to be red. All this just begs the question even more. How come the lake was red for 6 years? Well, there's several theories as to why it was. Many clickbait sources at the time claimed that this could be evidence of human bodies or human blood being dumped into the lake. While that is the creepiest explanation, it really doesn't have any evidence to go off of at all. Some have theorized that local butchers might dump their blood from animals into the lake. After doing that for such a long time, the lake naturally became red from all of the blood. Apparently slaughterhouses in Iraq sometimes dump blood into canals. The only problem is that would take a huge amount of blood, and they would need to keep that up at a rate where it's red for a 6-year period, but where it's not red at all before and after that period. From what I've read, exposed blood also doesn't remain its normal red color for very long. In my opinion, animal blood would be much more likely than human blood, but then again, there's still no evidence to go off of for any of these explanations. I looked at different nearby businesses on Google Maps and I couldn't find any butcher shops in the area. If there are any and this explanation is true, it would probably mean they would need to be very close to the lake, as none of the other nearby water sources ever had a red color. Unfortunately, there's very little street view in the area, and none of it's in view of the lake, so I really don't know what it looks like up close. Personally, I think the red color of the lake is likely due to red sewage, pollution, or wastewater that was localized in that body of water. I've compared the satellite photos of the lake with photos of red wastewater or water pollution, and the colors are actually really similar. A while back, the Yangtze River in China actually turned red for a period of time due to illegal dumping in it, so I think the possibility of this being true is quite likely. Another explanation that I believe is just as likely is that the lake turned red due to a large amount of red algae and bacteria blooms within it. National Geographic has a page on this phenomena happening in Lake Urmia in Iran. Lago Vermelho and Lake Urmia aren't even all that far from each other, so this could be just as likely. Honestly, I think it's one of those two. So there we have it folks, an overview of Iraq's Lago Vermelho and 2 reasonable explanations as to why it was red for a few years. Likely either due to pollution or red bacteria and algae blooms. Though I suppose the slaughterhouse theory isn't completely ruled off, just based out of a complete lack of proof for all of them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's installment in the Google Maps Anomalies series. I'm working on some more videos right now, so stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.